So we've now reached that special time of the year where wedding photographers kind of have some off time. And I really just didn't feel like making a YouTube video, just to be honest. So I'm gonna come to you all just totally raw on a normal day, doing my normal stuff. Family's out running errands. So I'm at home doing what all wedding photographers do when we get our off time, which is try and finish up as many weddings and engagement sessions that we have from the year before Christmas, if it's possible at all. My last wedding was like, I don't know, November or something. It was like the second weekend of November or so. So at this point in time, I'm about 2 to 3 weeks out from my last wedding. So I need to go ahead and finish that up and finish it up quickly to not only hopefully get it out by Christmas, but I would like to have a little bit of off time. I don't know about you all, but generally, especially in North Carolina, weddings are going between, I'd say, March up until the summer, which there are summer weddings, but people, I don't know why anyone does that here. It's so hot. So it kind of breaks June, July, August-ish, picks back up in September, October, November, stops again into December, and then we wait until March. So I'm just kind of here chilling. For me, I don't really get that much time off though, because once we hit January, that's when all the photography conferences start up because wedding photographers aren't as busy. So pretty much from January to March, I'm teaching at conferences. Actually, if you're curious about any of them and you want to come hang out with me, I'm going to be at Lens and Light, which is in Connecticut. I'm going to visit Imagine, or not, I always mess that up. I'm going to visit Imaging USA. I'm not going to be speaking there though. Speaking of imaging, I just got the little book, the PPA book for the year. It's kind of cool. If y'all know about PPA, I guess I'll leave a link down in the description below, but where else am I going? I'm going to be at WPPI. I'll be speaking there as well. And I'll be at the Reset conference. So that's like 4 conferences back to back, basically coming up. And yeah, it's going to be pretty busy. So I really don't have an off season. But this time of year is always kind of fun for wedding photographers, just because of the fact that we don't have as much to do. And we have a whole bunch of editing, which is why once I'm done making this matcha, I want to show you all Imagine AI. I'm sure you've heard about it before, and a lot of people are talking about it. And I know photographers feel some kind of way about AI, but AI as an assistant is a huge help. And it's the one reason I'm down here chilling, making myself a matcha and just have some free time, because I recently just finished like 2 engagement sessions and a wedding, and I have a wedding that was already culled and edited for me. So like, it really just makes a lot of sense to use something like Imagine. And if you're not, you're like wasting your time, like truly. Trust me on this one. So I recently picked up this matcha on my last trip to Japan. Generally, I use this Finalizing brand. They're here in America, but they source from Japan. But I wanted to pick up something a little bit more authentic. So I got this while I was over there, and it is so good. It is like extra sweet, which I was kind of surprised because normally matcha is a little tart, which I actually like, but I know people feel some kind of way about this green grass water, as some people call it. I'm a pretty huge fan. And I generally don't make matcha lattes. I'm actually just making straight up matcha. Oh, see, I did this last time. Okay, we're safe. Yeah, I like a straight up matcha. I don't know about y'all, but just give me a nice hot matcha. If y'all been hanging out on the live streams, you'll know that I actually have toned down my coffee drinking. I still drink it now, but for a period of like 4 to 5 months, I was just not drinking coffee at all. and was only doing matcha, which was quite fun actually. But I also got this matcha whisk, which apologize for not knowing the actual name of the tool, but I got that when I was in Japan as well, because the one I had bought over here, it wasn't hitting the right way. So, and you gotta get your matcha the right way. Like, you can't be out here ruining the matcha. Like, really, I'm such a fan of the process. I think is half of what I like. Not only that, but I love green tea in general, so matcha is just like stepping it up a notch. But yeah, I'm about to take y'all back upstairs. We'll hit the office real quick. Take a look at Imagine, because I have one last wedding that I need to run through there, call and edit, so I can go ahead and finish up. I also have another wedding, like I was talking about, that's already culled and edited that I just need to make the final touches on. But I recently ran my Imagine AI profile through the fine tuning. So you're like constantly teaching the AI, and it's gotten a lot more accurate since I've done that, which is really cool. So if you're not familiar with the process, basically what happens is when you sign up for Imagine, you either give it one of your presets or you let it look at, I don't know, like 3,000 of your edited photos. And then from that, it's going to actually learn how you edit, and you create your own little profile. So you can think of it like a preset, but it's like a preset that Imagine's going to actually use to edit your photos. So then you take that and then you use the filters to break down which photos you want to actually edit. And it's an amazing experience. Like, I cannot rave about it any more than I already do. And I'm especially going to need it next year because, you know, with a family of 7, I got to work, you know, and YouTube ain't hitting the way it was before. I don't know what happened to the algorithm and everything, but YouTube is like, no one's seeing my videos anymore. It's kind of the most annoying thing. It actually keeps me pretty discouraged about making videos, but I be trying my best. Y'all give me some likes and some love down in the comments below to help me keep making videos, because honestly, it's kind of the worst right now. But because of that, I needed to pick up my weddings to make up the difference for what YouTube wasn't making anymore. So next year, I think I have 22 weddings on the book, which isn't like the largest amount in the whole world, but I haven't done weddings this consistently in a while. Like, normally I'm doing about 10, like 5 to 10 a year. That's been my last, I want to say 2 to 3 years, especially since after 2020. So I'm not firing on all cylinders like I used to be, shooting my 20, 30, 40 weddings a year. So next year is going to be very interesting, because when I shot 40 weddings, I was only a wedding photographer. I wasn't doing any type of YouTube content or anything like that. And then also talking about it, like, this day and age, you just need to do video content in general, right? You need to like be using your Ray-Ban metas or something to get some like B-roll and some behind the scenes of you doing stuff. So there's like all of that happening nowadays. So you have that, and I'm a content creator, so I still have obligations to make some videos. So I got all the videos I gotta make, I got all the extra content for advertising I gotta make, and I got like near 25 weddings, and I gotta edit all those. So honestly, that's half the reason why I'm sharing Imagine with you all right now. I know everyone's quick to just be like, oh, he's trying to sell a thing. I do have a link in the description. I do get a kickback, but for you, honestly, and for me, again, having 5 kids, having an AI assistant that takes care of the majority of the stuff for me is a hands down game changer. Like, I am not lying to you. So let's go ahead and fire that up real quick. I don't know about y'all, but there is nothing like that first taste of matcha in the morning. Like, really, it hits every time. And I love a good matcha latte, I'm not gonna lie, but just some straight up matcha gets me every time. All right, let's turn on the official camera for this and take a quick look at Imagine. All right, so here I am in Imagine, and I need to go ahead and get a new wedding in here so I can finish that off. What we're seeing right now is I'm inside of my project, so you can see that I actually have my one wedding already finished. And the thing that's nice about it, you can see here, I actually have my photos separate from my second photographer's photos, and I also culled his and edited his photos through Imagine AI. And the cool thing about that is the fact that even though he was shooting on a Canon camera and I was using GFXs with Fujifilm, it's going to edit the photos and match them. So a lot of people will sit here and think like, oh, Imagine's just using like your own preset and it's just slapping a preset on it. But no, it really is an AI assistant. Like, it's actually going in and it's actually editing every single photo like you would and changing the settings and stuff. It's absolutely amazing. So generally when you're in Imagine, you're starting out at the home page here. And the coolest thing, which I didn't even talk about yet, they just released Imagine Go, which is an iPhone app. So I'm definitely going to be making a video about that, because being able to edit on the go like that, even if you wanted to just do previews for like a wedding real quick while you were at the wedding and just have it edit for you, is like game changing. So that's pretty awesome that they just released that. Anyways, though, when I want to start a new project, I head over to my projects. Let's go ahead and create this new project. And I'm going to be culling it. I picked my Lightroom catalog. So 2025 is the one I use. If you follow the channel for a while, you know that I like using one catalog per year. I'm not a fan of the whole separate every couple into their own catalog. That just, it's the absolute worst. And I think what's worse about it too is the fact that you're not able to go in and just find photos when you need to. So when I'm like trying to post to Instagram or something, or when I'm speaking at a conference and they're like, hey, can you get some photos for us? Like, I have stuff in the catalog already if I want to go find something else, rather than me sitting there being like, oh, let me pull up this one couple because there was a photo I wanted to export, or let me pull up this thing. It's like so annoying. So one thing makes so much more sense. So Casey and Alex here is one that I did, and I have not culled it or edited it yet. It was my last wedding of the year, and I was the only photographer. So as far as culling and editing is going to be, it's going to be even easier, because the way that I shoot, I'm very concise about how I shoot. I'm not an overshooter at all. I do not spray and pray, even kind of. So the culling does extremely well for me. But even if you spray and pray, oh goodness, I can't talk. Even if you spray and pray, there's basically an option that will fix that. So what I'm going to do is we're going to be pulling no star photos and not edited photos. And the reason I'm pulling those for culling is because I usually do my preview by hand. I like to edit some photos when I get home for a wedding. I don't know about you all, but I get home from a wedding and I'm like, yeah, let's edit the photos. Cause like, I already know the photos in my head that are bomb and they just need to be edited. So I'm importing, backing them up, and immediately editing those photos that I'm already thinking about. So I do the previews by myself. It takes me like 30 minutes, not even. So I don't want the previews to be selected, but I want everything else too. So we're gonna hit that. And I just like to rename this. And the occasion is a wedding. But here's the secret sauce that is gonna save you if you spray and pray. And it is the new cull to an exact number. This is game changing for how Imagine is gonna cull your photos down. As you can see, there's two ways I can approach this. I can approach it either by a percentage number of how many photos I want to keep, or I can do it by an exact number of photos that I want. So if you deliver your photos and you're like, this is exactly what you're going to get, then you can put that in and that's what it is. Or if you know you overshoot, but you only need 15-20% of the photos you're going to take, this is the best option. So right now, I was the only one shooting. And there was a fair amount going on at the wedding, so I think I might go with 25%. Yeah, 1,000 photo feels a little better. And then when it's culling, it's actually grouping the photos together a bit as well. So I still have those photos. I can still go back. It's gonna like either 3-star them or group them together and 5-star one of them, and I can select the best one. So you're really not missing out on much. I'll be honest with you all. I, for a long time, have kind of been against AI culling, just in all honesty. Like, I'm not even saying anything crazy to you. I'm like being for real. I still culled my photos by hand up until now when this exact number came up. And I don't know what, if their algorithms got better or what, but it just works a lot better. So I'm going to run this through the culling. It uploads all the photos and then it culls it. So it does take a little bit of time, but that's just time for me to sit around, enjoy my matcha, hang out with the family for a moment, maybe have breakfast or something. Then after all that, I can just come back and see what the culling looks like, go through and make sure it looks good. And that's personally what I like most about Imagine, is the fact that, like, I don't have to sit here culling for 50 years. I can go do something while I'm waiting for it to upload and cull. And then after that, I can come back, see what it's done, make sure it looks good, and then go on with my life. Mm. So my photos are all uploaded now. That took a little bit of time. Again, that's probably the longest thing. And honestly, it's because my internet is trash. I have Spectrum internet. Anyone who has them, sound off in the comments below. I absolutely hate them. So my photos are uploaded and it looks like it's still culling my images. Sometimes I found that it actually goes faster than I realize. And if I go back to home and go back to my projects, it's done. But it literally just uploaded, so it should take it a minute. But hopefully it happens soon because it's getting darker by the minute. Because North Carolina's out here bugging because they just swear they're going to get snow every 50 seconds. And then what is it? Just a bunch of rain. Like, it's never snow. And I personally don't like snow. I had a rude awakening to snow when I moved up to Boston, but a little snow here and there is kind of nice. And it's just funny that North Carolina swear. They're like, oh my God, it's going to snow. Ah. And then you either get sleet, you get half an inch that shuts down the whole city, or you just get a bunch of rain. So that's my day, sitting here in the rain. So one thing that is nice when Imagine actually finishes, they do email you letting you know your culling is done. So this is, again, another reason why you don't have to sit around waiting for it to happen. You actually can go do something else. You can go shoot another session if that's what you have going on. You can hang out with family. You can live your life for a moment rather than sitting around and culling for hours and then also editing for multiple hours on top of that. Run it into Imagine, let it do the thing, leave, come back, check out what's been done. That's literally the process. All right, so my culling's done, so I'm gonna go ahead and jump in there so I can review my culling. And again, I didn't have to sit here and wait for it to cull it for me. I got to go do some stuff real quick, come back and check it out. So it got my 1,000 photos, and I'm gonna go ahead and make this full screen. And then this is the part where I'm saying you just go through quickly and you're able to quickly just go through and see what you like and don't like, get rid of anything. And it's less of culling like you normally would, where you're going through every single photo and just going through what you need. If you're not sure if these photos were the best ones, you see there's 3 in this little stack that I could choose between if I thought one might be better. But honestly, for the most part, Imagine gets it. Like, I don't usually have a hard time culling, which is the thing I love. And then, like I said before, I'm very particular about how I shoot my weddings. I'm not spraying and praying. So because of that, Imagine has an even easier time doing my photos because, you know, I have the one shot that's good, or I have 5 shots and all of them are good variations of the same thing. Some of these, like, you know, it's a little too much. I don't need as many. Maybe the facial expressions are off a little bit. So it's much easier to just go through and kind of get rid of stuff that I didn't really want or need as much. And so that's my new culling process now that I'm using Imagine. I let it cull for me. I come back through, and now I'm just being more critical about like, okay, you know, like I don't need two of these. You know, there's certain shots where it's like, yeah, I don't really need that one. Or, you know, like this is good. I don't really need a vertical of it. All that type of stuff. You know, I don't need the two of these. We'll get rid of the one with the PetSmart in it. I don't need 50 of these photos. Actually, I'm going to keep those. I need to edit some stuff in those. So, like, you know, it's much easier doing this than sitting here for what, 45 minutes to an hour? How long does it take y'all to cull? Let me know in the comments below. But, like, it's so much easier to go ahead and just do this and just kind of run through it real quick. I'm like, yeah, that's good. Okay, that's fine. You know, I remember the day. I remember what I took. I know what's going to be good. I know what's going to work. And like, it's on. It's pulling one or two of everything that's needed. There was a shot, and it probably didn't get it. Yeah, so there's like small stuff sometimes that might get missed. Where is it at? Oh, my cameras are like not in sync. The worst. There should be some photos of his mom making a silly face. And again, like, if I don't see it here, the process I do for culling and importing and everything, I've already imported all my photos anyway. So anything that's not here, I'm going to go back into Lightroom and get it. Just the same way as I'm talking to you all about this photo that I'm not seeing here at the moment, like it's in Lightroom. I'm going to go in and I'm going to grab it, and it's not going to be a big deal. So we're just going to come through here quickly. Oh, yeah, see, yeah, oh my goodness. My cameras are like totally out of sync. The worst. Yeah, there's a photo here. So see, she's making this silly face here. And that I want to select. So I 5-starred it real quick just by hovering over it and then selecting it. And now I have that, you know, and like, he's going to want that. You know, AI doesn't know. AI maybe thinks like, oh, why are they doing that? But you know your couples and what they want. So it's so much easier to do that. My cameras are out of sync, so that's something I have to deal with when I finalize all my photos. Here we go, 50 of the same photo again. Like, I don't need all these. Everything's like absolutely out of sync at this point. This is great. And this has nothing to do with Imagine. This is just me and not syncing my cameras because I'm the absolute worst. So see, like, these are too similar for me. So I'm just going to get rid of this one. And yeah, I love this process so much, y'all. Like, the fact that I just get to sit here and kind of like thumb through the photos real quick with an idea of what I took and what I want to have. It's like, it's just so much better than having to cull the whole thing myself. And you know, it got 1,000 photos for me from 4,000 in a matter of like 10 minutes, if even. Yeah, and the rest of the night, the reception and stuff is going to be pretty straightforward. There's not going to be too much more for me to deal with here. Oh, these are like the same. I think I was testing my lights maybe. Speeches, first dances, all this stuff is going to be very straightforward. And then, yeah, my wide camera is going to slide in here at some point because they're out of sync. And here's all the dancing of the night. And then we have a sparkler exit. And honestly, sometimes, like, I just pay the extra money to just have it edit the 1,000 photos. And if there's stuff in here that I end up not using, like this one, you can't see his face. These can go. Like if there's stuff I end up not using, I just don't use it, and I kind of don't care that it got culled into the mix. Because yeah, that 20%, 800-ish photos it had up there at first was probably fine, but just to give myself some wiggle room. There. So all that works out. Everything looks good. And yeah, let's go ahead and edit the photos. So I'm going to select my AI profile, and I'm also going to have it straight in my photos, but there's all kind of other things you can do as well. You can have it crop. Ooh, I haven't tried the exit sign removal yet. I'm about to. These high-res photos. Oh, so it'll take longer. That's fine. Oh man. Yeah, I haven't tried it out yet. There's some other beta stuff in here too, but usually I just have it straight in. Anything else I can deal with. And a lot of times too, I end up coming back in and like straightening some. I don't really do smooth skin or anything like that, but you have these options built in. So there's a lot of things that you just don't have to do and have it edited for you. Now that I have all that selected, I hit edit. It's going to upload, which I'm guessing will take longer now since it needs the high res for the exit signs, which I don't even know if there's a lot, but I wanted to try it out. So, and now, yeah, I just got to wait for it to upload and edit, come back to it, and I get to see it all in Lightroom. So instead of waiting for it to upload, because it's probably going to take forever since it's doing high res and my internet is trash, I'm actually going to download and review the last wedding, which is the next one I need to edit anyway. So I had that finished here. So I'm going to start out with my second photographer's photos. I'm going to download all those. They're going to download it into my Lightroom catalog. And then from there, I can open up Lightroom and take a look at all of those photos. While we're at it, let's go ahead and download mine as well, so we just have all the photos ready. Awesome. And then we jump right into Lightroom. So let's see, where is it? Here we go. And what you should start seeing now is all the 5-star photos are going to start populating with the actual edits that I had. So they'll just start popping in since I've downloaded them from Imagine. And what I like to do while I'm editing is I'll actually switch this over to all my 5-star photos. And now we can see the edits popping in. We can see the photos being straightened. The editing kind of just popping in every now and then as it uploads. This is honestly kind of my favorite part, really, because it's just like you're sitting here chilling and it's like bloop, 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 bloop. And you're like, oh, wow, look at that. And then what's also nice about it, too, is just how accurate everything is. So I'm just looking at the photos like, I mean, this is pretty much how I would have edited. At most, sometimes it's a little off like these. I probably want to add more magenta, but if y'all know me, I'm usually always adding more magenta. But a lot of the times what happens is, so like this is one that I did for the preview. And then let's see how accurate. Yeah, so here's an idea. So the one on the left is the one that I personally edited for the preview, and the one on the right is the one that Imagine edited itself. And again, really the only thing that's missing for me is maybe a tad touch of magenta, but honestly, like, it's on enough. I could deliver it like that. No one's gonna be mad. As a photographer, sometimes I can be nitpicky, but at the end of the day, this stuff looks great. And so after that, I kind of go through my normal Lightroom process where I actually make these groups for my weddings here, where it breaks the wedding down into sections of the day, which I talk about that in my Lightroom course. So if you want to check that out, I would highly recommend it. I'll leave that in the description as well. But the biggest thing here is y'all need to check out Imagine, which again, I said I have that link in the description below, and you can get 1,500 free edits. So that's a wedding. So if anything, if you're swamped in your wedding day right now, like you're done with your year, but you have like 6, 7 weddings on deck, go ahead and try Imagine out, download it, get the 1,500 free edits, because that's pretty much one wedding, and give it a try, really. Because now all I have to do is go back in and tweak some of these photos a little bit, or like little things like I need to, you know, turn this around so it like faces the right direction. It's just stuff like that. If I see too many of the same photos, you know, like I can get rid of some of them, but I'm not sitting here fully editing this gallery anymore. Pretty much everything is where it needs to be. So definitely make sure to try that out. I'm not going to have y'all sitting here going through my whole editing process, but at this point, now that I have my other wedding being edited, I can take a break for the day, come back, finalize this wedding here because it's already edited and everything is uploaded, and go on about my life. Like, who else wants that? Who wants to be swamped during holiday season when you want to be chilling doing Christmas stuff, but you have like stuff to edit? I just can't. So if y'all like this more vloggy style of video, please let me know. I don't know if I'll do it all the time, but I just didn't feel like making a video. And I want to just be a little bit more authentic and real with you all. I am a person. I have a family. I live a life. I have bills to pay. Anyways, though, y'all have a great holiday season, and I'll be checking you out in the next couple of videos. Stop wasting all your time and go ahead and get on Imagine, and I will check you all out next time.